How can you merge your love of new tech and AI-based web browsers? We're going to find out today. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Eric Nelson, and I do reviews on tech and AI and anything in between. Today, we're going to talk about something that is of particular interest to me, which is speculation on new upcoming technology and how to do some research to find out all the dirt on what's coming out before it comes out. A couple videos ago, and I'll link it up here somewhere, I did a review on the Comet and the Dia browsers. These are specifically AI-based browsers and some of the advantages that you get by using those types of browsers over, say, something like Chrome. Whereas in Chrome, you can do the research, you can find the information, fine, but you have to do it manually. You have to find all your own sites. You may not even know all the sites that contain some information. And so one of the advantages of using an AI-based browser is that it goes and does its own crawl. You use natural language to describe the question that you have, and then it goes and does all the work for you. So I decided to try an experiment to go look for information on this new mic that's supposed to come out next week, I believe, and see what I could find out. And show how I used Comet to do the research and some of the neat things that it can do that a typical browser like Google Chrome can't do. So let's jump into the browser and see what I did to do this research. Okay, so what I did is I just started on a blank page. I'm not even going to go anywhere. And we're just going to open up the assistant up here in the upper right corner. And we're just going to start our research by putting in our first question. And that first question is, search all tech sources for any information about the upcoming DJI Mic 3. Search for speculation, information, leaks, images, etc. Summarize all your findings and categorize the findings into sections of a table. This is something that I really like. It's not just go find a bunch of information and just spew it out. I'm telling the agent to then take it and categorize that into a consumable and digestible format that we'll see here in a second. So we're going to run this and let it go do its thing. It's going out. I don't have to tell it where to look. It's just going to go find all the sources it knows, and then it's going to go crawl all those articles that it found and then bring all the information to me. I didn't have to do any of the work. And you saw how fast that came back here. So we will expand our agent window a little bit here, and let's look at what it brought us. So we've got release date. Most leaks point to a release of around July 29th, which we know is not true because it's come and gone. Some more recent forum chatter suggests a possible August 28th retail availability, which is next week. That's likely what we're going to see. Okay, the design. How is this any different? We have the Mini, we have the Mic 2. What's this going to even look like? Looks similar to the Mic Mini with a compact transmitter, and it gives a few dimensions that it might be. Redesigned squircle shaped. That is a new word. I have never heard that. Squircle shaped receiver with rotary dial and new UI. Right here, you'll notice it gives the reference. And while we're reading, we can just command click that reference and bring that up in a new tab. And there's the squircle design, apparently. We can also read some of this other information, but we don't need to. The agent has done that for us. And this is what we're starting to see, that this is most likely an amalgam of the Mic Mini, which the design looks like it's more like, but also the Mic 2, where the receiver has an AMOLED screen that you can interact with. In my previous video, I showed that I didn't particularly love that the Mic Mini doesn't have that, and you have to connect it to your phone to change the settings. So we're starting to see a picture here painted by the agent that this is an amalgamation of the two mics and bringing the best of both worlds, size and functionality. We also see that there's an audio recording, 32-bit float recording for a high dynamic range. Again, the Mic 2 has that on-device float recording, but the Mic Mini does not. So we're seeing yet again evidence of bringing those together. Record up to 14 hours on board per transmitter, which is insane. 28-hour runtime with charging case. And again, let's remember, this is all speculation, but this is pulling from up here 12 sources of leaked information, speculation, and it's bringing that all together for us here. Connectivity and range, 400 meter, which is just crazy. Who's going to stand 400 meters from your camera? But that's great. They also say a USB-C used as main interface, no 3.5 millimeter mic input. I'm going to dig into this a little bit because I'm imagining that's not going to be true. A lot of people would be upset about that. The reason being it would not allow you to use lav mics or even plug in another shotgun mic that I've seen some people do. You would have to buy new USB-C based lav mics. And we'll ask a few probing questions here of the likelihood of that one being true. It also has here unique features, which I love. Time code sync for perfect video audio alignment. Modern editors nowadays do a really good job of synchronizing audio and video through waveform sync. I've never had an issue with that, but time code sync is perfect synchronization. And now what they're saying is these devices are going to sync each other's time codes and sync that with the camera's time codes. And then when you bring those into post, they will align perfectly and not try to do an approximation based on a waveform. That's actually really cool. It also has the price rumors projected around $309 for a full kit, slightly more affordable than the Mic 2, which is actually pretty cool. You get more features on a new mic for cheaper. And then I love at the end here, it gives you highlights and takeaways. So it does the summarizing for you. Images confirm Mic 3 will look a lot like the Mic Mini. So again, the Mic Mini maybe just a little bit bigger in the squircle. I can't get over that. Squircle design. So I want to take this information and have the agent go and order these details in the order of most likely to least likely in terms of speculation rumors. I want to know, what am I really likely to see from this release and what is just highly speculative, and we'll let the agent do the work of researching the speculation index, I guess, for us. So we'll put in this question on giving me this information in the order of what's most likely true to what is least likely true, and let that run. And you can see it already's come back really quickly with the table of information it just gave me, but now it's in the order of highly likely, very likely, probable, and so on. So highly likely, compact design, looks like the leaked images, and we're going to look at those in a second, are most likely true. We probably had some leaks from the factories. New receiver with rotary dial and AMOLED, fantastic. This gives us the Mic Mini, which I'm actually using here, with a much more usable receiver like the Mic 2. Dual audio out, USB-C interface, great. The Mic 2 has that right now. 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, okay, that's fine. Omnidirectional, 32-bit float. Very likely is the range. Probable will support up to 4 transmitters and 8 receivers in multi-channel workflows. That's pretty incredible, actually. You can incorporate multiple cameras. And now we're getting down into the more speculative stuff that maybe isn't true, maybe is. So some of those are: new case might be waterproof. That would be great if it was, because you never know when you're going to have your equipment out in the rain. The lower price versus the Mic 2. Okay, so maybe they're off on the price. Speculative. Precise retail date, so they don't know exactly when the date's going to be. All new accessories, fine. Omission of all analog audio inputs everywhere. That's why I wanted to dig into this one, so that rumor that they're going to remove the 3.5 millimeter jack, I personally don't believe. I could be wrong, and maybe I will be, but I think we'd have a lot of unhappy folks who actually use that quite a bit with the lav mics. And so I'd be really surprised if DJI got rid of that. And then again, we have a summary here of most likely, very likely, down to most speculative. Again, I love that the agent does this summarization for us, and we don't have to do that. This is, again, a good reason for using an AI-based browser, because if you were doing this yourself and say Chrome, you would have to compile all of these things, maybe create a spreadsheet, which is everybody's favorite thing, and then start to do your own analysis and order of likelihood. And again, these browsers and their agents take care of all of that for you. Okay, so the next question I have for this agent is, let's say that most of these rumors are true. Let's just assume that. What would be the reasons for me to even buy the new Mic 3? If I have the Mic 2 or the Mic Mini, give me some reasons that I would upgrade. So we're going to put in a question here. What primary functionality would these new mics give me that the current DJI Mic 2 does not? Give me the top reasons why I should upgrade, blah, blah, blah. Let's run that and let the agent tell us why I should upgrade and buy this when it comes out. Don't tell my wife. If the DJI Mic 3 leaks and features are accurate, great, we're going to assume that they are. Here are the primary functionality and the reasons that you would upgrade over the Mic 2. Dramatically longer wireless range. Okay, that's great. We have more latitude to kind of move around the camera. 32-bit float recording. That is a little off because we know that the mic 2s have 32-bit floats, so this is where the agent went a little wrong, but that's fine because it's still an important thing. That would be a valid point if we were comparing the mic mini. Touchscreen receiver with a rotary dial. So again, the mic 2 has that, but what they're saying is it's a new 1.1 AMOLED touchscreen, and so maybe an upgraded screen, but not a reason to upgrade over the 2. Okay, so multi-device scalability, up to 4 transmitters and 8 receivers, supports more simultaneous transmitters and up to 8 receivers. The mic 2 is limited to 2 transmitters and 1 receiver, which is true. So now we're getting into some like, oh, interesting. If I had multi-camera setups and I needed more receivers and transmitters, then this may be a reason to go to the mic 3. Dual audio output can output live audio to both the camera and headphones. Advanced audio features includes dual level noise reduction, adaptive gain, and omnidirectional pickup. That is new over the 2. The 2 does have fairly good noise cancellation, but it only has 1 level. We know that noise cancellation creates some kind of baking into the audio. It tends to muffle it a little bit. So what I do like about this, if it's true, is that if you only need a little bit of noise cancellation and not a full, you can go to 1 level of noise cancellation and not the full and still get a better audio output. So that will be really nice if that's true. The timecode sync is not a huge thing, but I actually think it'll be really nice. Like, I personally know that I record my audio separately, and so I do have to do the synchronization with video. Again, the editors do a really good job synchronizing on waveform, but the fact that it will do this on timecode means it'll be perfect, and I do think that's pretty awesome. Smaller, lighter, portable design, that's true that you get all the functionality plus more from the mic 2s and in the mic 3s in a smaller form. And again, it gives you a summary at the end here, why to upgrade. Wireless range, pro level, 32-bit float, superior user interface, support for larger, more complex multi-person shoots, and smaller, easier to carry. Again, the agent's doing a great job of giving us the information, of analyzing it, ordering it in terms of how likely these rumors are, and then saying, let's assume that those are true. Here's some reasons why you might want to upgrade over the 2. We don't have to do the analysis. The agent does that for us. Okay, the next question for me is obviously, what do these things look like? I want to see some leaked photos. So we'll just come in here and put, find me a leaked photo so I can see this new mic. Agent, go do the work for me. And pretty quickly it will come back here with some sources that it's seen, some actual photos talking about the mic 3. You can see it's come back with some sites that it's found images of that have talked about the mic 3. And so up here you see at least 3 links, and I'm just going to click one. And it's going to take us to the site, and voila, here's the picture of the Squircle design. We kind of have this mic 2 design squished down into an almost mic mini format, not quite. We can see, some side images here, some proposed images of what the new case might look like. I love this stuff. I geek out on it. I love new tech. I love audio and video tech. And so the fact that there's this new mic coming out, I want to know what it looks like. I want to know how it's going to function. And the agent is able to go and find all this information for me and help me do some analysis before it comes out. I know that I'm going to have to wait anyway to see what's actually true. I've even used this to go do some analysis on leaked information and photos for the iPhone 17, for iOS 26. You can do this for anything. But again, you just make the agent in the browser do all the work, to do all the research, bring it all together, summarize it for you, and then cite its sources as well, so you can go and read the articles yourself if you want to. Now, the final thing that I want to ask the agent to do for me, and I don't know if it'll do it, we'll see if it will, is I wanted to, between now and the time that this thing actually comes out, go and monitor these sites for any changing information, and every morning give me a summary on what is new about these mics. It's just fun for me to kind of follow along and see as this progresses, if any new information comes to light before the actual release. So we're going to ask the agent to monitor the sources and create a summary for me each morning. So we see it says, okay, I do not currently have the capability to automatically monitor external sites. However, I can help you manually check these sources for updates anytime you request a summary. Just ask for the latest DJI Mic 3 news or leaks whenever you want an update. But notice here it says, if you'd like a daily summary, you can set a reminder to ask me each morning, and I'll check all the top leaks and rumor sites and then create a concise summary document of new information about the Mic 3. So I typed into the agent to create a daily reminder for me to check on the Mic 3. And you can see that you can connect your Google Calendar and Gmail, and you can use that to create the reminder. It doesn't do it internally in the agent in the browser, but if you do want to connect Google to this, then it will do that for you. Now let's assume that right now is tomorrow. I come into my office, I want to get the latest news, so we're going to ask the agent a question. Give me the latest DJI Mic 3 news today. And then we're going to let it go out and do some summarization. The key thing to remember here is that it remembers the context of all this research we've been doing and all the sources it found, and it's going to go and monitor those, and it's going to go and look at those again and try to find anything new and then present that here. As you can see, it's come back with some sources as of today. And I can run this every morning and it will come back with the latest information as it comes out, coming up towards the actual release. What I do like here is it says if you want direct links to product images or specific comparisons, just let me know. Yes, I want direct links to product images. And you tell it, okay, yes, that's what I want. And it will come back with, again, notebook check, drone XL, Sony Alpha Rumors, loyalty drones. Would you like me to open any of these sites for you? Yes, open them all. I don't know what it's going to do. Oh, here we go. This is fantastic. Look at this. It is opening all of these in new tabs, and I didn't have to do a thing. I didn't have to click on a thing. It just opened all of these sites for me. So that's really it for today. I just wanted to show the power of these AI-based browsers in ways that you can incorporate things that you already enjoy doing. There's a lot of value in using these new AI-based browsers like Comet and Dia. Come back to the comments and tell me how you're using them. I'd love to learn from you as well. Thank you everybody for coming here. Thank you for watching this video. If this was of any value, please subscribe to the channel. It's a huge help for a small channel like me. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great day.